Good day, everyone. So this is what we want to achieve in this video. So let's just quickly go through it. We have our drop down menu here, have our buttons, the registered and the login button here. So we have this here. We have our button here as well. So we have this section and we have our social media icons here. So this was the one we have before. So you can see there's nothing, the drop down is not here and the social media icons are not here. So let's go back. So before anything, you can see we have to download these icons and this bar icon, because if you reduce it, let's see, you can see if you click here, it will show the nav menu. So this is what is called bar icon. So for you to get the icons, so you just come here. If you haven't registered, if you haven't signed up on their platform, please do, for you to have access to this. So you have the font awesome. You just click here. So you go to this place. So if you already have an account with them, you just click on Kit. This is your number. So you just click on the numbers. So you come here, you see this script, then you copy it. You copy it. So you come back here, so you paste it here. So I think I already have it here. So this is it. Okay, let me just delete this and replace it so that you can see. So you paste it here like this. So that will enable you to get all the necessary icons from the platform. So let's start. So the first thing we are going to do is to have this, to work on our nav bar, to have this our drop down and this what is it called, the responsiveness, to have this responsiveness here. So that is what we are going to work on first. So to do that, so you come here, you see this is where the nav begins, right? So before the logo, you type something like input. Skyline will teach you this in form class. So you have your input here. So you delete this, then we give it a type of checkbox. And see, checkbox, then we give it an ID. Let's give it an ID of check. So if you give it an ID of check, so you come below it, you type label. So for check, there's a shortcut to this using JavaScript, but since you've not been taught about JavaScript, so that is why I'm using HTML, CSS just to get it. So, but it's better you know it this way, like both ways, both using HTML, CSS, and also JavaScript. It's just like few lines of code in JavaScript, then you get it done. But we just have to make use of CSS, HTML to get this for now, at least. So just give this a class. Just give this a class of check button. You can give it any name of your choice. Check BTN, but I'm naming it check BTN. So in between this label, you see this is the opening tag of the label and this is the closing tag. So you come in between it. So we are going to get our icon now, our bar icon. So to get that, just come here, back to the font on some page. So you click on the icons. Let's go to the top. So you click here. So you search for bar icon. So you see we have different types of bar icon here. So let's make use of this. So if you click, you see this what is it called? The code here. You just copy. So you just click to copy. So you come back, you paste it here in between the opening and the closing tag of the label. So now let's go to let's design it now. You can see, let's check here. If you come here, so you can see, okay, I think I already have a CSS style for that. Let me just see. Okay, let me just clear it so that you can see it here. Let's start. Okay, you can see the icon is here. Sorry, the icon, yes, the bar icon is here, but it's not showing because it's black color. So this is the check button, which we did initial, you have in your HTML, the white. So now let's now style our nav, our nav icon, which is the bar icon now. So let's comment. Nav. So it's a very good practice to comment, especially if you are working on a very big project. So this button is what we are going to, let me show you. This check button, this check BTN is what we are going to style first. So let's go back. So check BTN. Check BTN. So you give it a font size of let's say 20 pixels. So you give it a color of white. You can give it any color of your choice. So let's go and check. You can see. So the bar icon is here now, but it's not reflecting well. So let's float it to the right corner. Sorry, to the right. Then let's give it a margin. Let's give it a margin of let's say 60 pixels. Margin right of 60 pixels. So let's give it a line height. A line height of 60 pixels, sorry. 60 pixels. Let's give, oh sorry, line height of 60 pixels. So let's give the margin right 40 pixels. So then we give our cursor. Our cursor will be pointer. So let's check what we have. You can see here. You can see. So to make it appear very well, just like we want. So you just come here like this. So you just clear here and see. Here like this, give it effect. So you can, let's check it. You can see it has appeared well. So now we want to, because we don't want it to appear in full screen on our full screen. So we're going to make it disappear now. So you say display none. So let's check. You can see it's no longer here. So because we added display none. So let's work on our the ID, this ID now. This ID. So check ID. So display none as well. Display none. You can see it's not more here. So that's what we just removed. So now let's go to the media. So At media, let's give it a maximum width of let's give it a maximum width of 950 pixels. Maximum width 950 pixels. So now the check button here, this one now copy, paste it in here. So if you paste it in there, so say display block. So display block. So let's check what we have. You can see. So it didn't appear on the, let's see. You can see it now. It's not appearing here, right, on the full screen. Oh, sorry, on a full screen. So, but if you reduce it, you see it here. But there's nothing is showing here, right? So nothing is showing there. So let's continue. Let's continue. So we have our UL. No, we have UL here, right? Sorry, in here. We have our UL here. We have our UL here, right? And we have our LIs. So that's what we want to style now. So you have your UL position, give it a fixed position. Position fixed. So give it a width of 100. Width 100 pixel. 100%. So you give it a height. Give it a height of let's say 20 to 20 pixels. Okay, so before then, let's check something. So if you click here, if you click on this, nothing is showing, right? So if you click on it now, nothing is showing. Let's comment on this first. Let's comment on this. So nothing is showing, right? So if you let's work on here. Let's continue. So let's give it a background color. A background color of, let's say, blue, but it will be lighter. Be a very light blue so that it won't contradict with the one we have before. So let's give it this. So let's give it top of 80 pixels. Let's say 80 pixels. So let's give it left. Let's see what we have first before we continue. You can see, but this is what we have, and it's also affecting what is it called, the the UL of the footer. So but let's continue. So let's give it left of -100 -100%. -100%. We give it text align center. So give it transition of, let's say, let's give it all 0.5 seconds. So let's see what we have. Still not showing, right? So because we gave it left of -100%, so that's why it's not more showing. So let's continue. So our nav ULI, nav ULI now. So we have display block. Sorry, display block. So let's give it a margin of let's give it a margin of 30 pixels. So let's give it line height of 20 pixels, for instance. So now let's work on our LA. That is this now. This, the LAs. So let's go back. I'm trying to take my time so that you understand it very well. So our nav LA, our nav ULI, then A, the links. So font size, let's give it font size of, let's say, 20 pixels. Let's see, it still won't appear. If you click here, it won't appear. So to make it appear now, all these are just for the LI and the UL and the content. So to make it appear now, so that when you click, it appears. So this is where our button uh, will be useful. So you just type this. So you click checked and see checked. Then you put this icon here, then UL. That means all the content in the UL will appear on click of that bar icon. So let's give it left of 0 pixels. So let's check now. You can see. So if you click it, it appears. If you click, it disappears. You see, right? So let's see something first. Let's check on something. Okay, let me remove this first. Let me remove this so that I can show you something here. So let's comment on this first. So let's go back. You can see if you click, still nothing. So just have to design all the UL first before it can appear. So let's go back. You see. So this is it. The UL now, we design it. We gave it a background of what is it called? A background. You can see the background. You can see the height and everything here. So that is that for this thing. So let's now go to our. So the next thing to design is our, what is it called? I'm coming. I'm trying to. So the next thing to add is our. The next thing to add is our drop down menu. So drop down. Let me show you here. So the drop down menu. So to create a drop down menu, it depends on where you want it to appear. If you want it to appear on click of home, you can just put it here. So let's use home as an example here. Depends. So drop down. We are going to create 2 drop downs. Drop down 1. So for you to create the first, you come here. You see at the end of closing tag of your link, that is A. So you just click here. So in between here is where you will paste you're going to you are going to have your drop down. So to have a drop down, you give it a div. See, this is the opening and the closing tag of the div. So you have your UL again, have your UL, so you have your LI. So it depends on what you want to have, but let's have our A anchor, our link I anchor. So you have your, it depends on what you want to put there. So me, I'll just put mission. Sorry, mission. So you have your second LI. It depends on what you want to put as well. Your A. So, but me, I'll just still write mission here. Right. So you can just copy and paste. It depends on how many you want to have. So let's have 3. Right. So that is our first our first drop down. So let's have our second in the, what is it called? In about us. So for you not to waste uh much of your time, so let's give this submenu, let's give it a class of submenu, because you are going to style it as well. Submenu 1, right? Let's give it submenu 1. So you just come, you copy it, right? You can see from here to here, this is the end of the div. So you copy it, so you paste it in between here. It depends on what you want to have, right? So now to style your submenu, let's see what we have. Let's go back to see what we have. If you click, okay, let's see. So you can see it's scattered now, right? So because we already have our, you can see our, this thing here, our drop down menus. So that is why it's scattered. So let's go to design, let's design, okay, I think we have, let me see. Yeah, we have our media here. So let's design our menu here, our sub menu, sorry. So let's give it a comment of drop down. Drop down. So submenu. Submenu. Is that the correct spelling? Submenu. Right. So display none. So let's check what we have. You can see when we added the display none, the, you know, the home was here initially. So now on hover, nav ul li on hover, then we have our sub menu, this sub menu here, sub menu. So display right, display, oh sorry, display block, sorry, display block, then position it, give it a position. Let's see what we have before we continue. You can see still here, you can see, right? So let's give it position absolute, position absolute, then we give it a background color. Let's see what we have before we continue. You can see we have it here. You can see, but it's not reflecting because it's on white board. So let's give it a background color of, let's say, gray. Gray. Okay, let's give it blue or any color of your choice. You can give it any color of your choice. So let's use gray here. Should be very, let's make it a lighter gray. Right. So let's give it margin top. Let's see what we have. You can see. So let's give it margin top. Margin top of 7 pixels. 7 pixels. Height. Give it a height to 50 pixels. Right. So you can see it's still on a straight line, like it's still on inline, it's displaying inline, right? If you click, it's showing, but it's displaying inline. So let's continue with our styling. So style it again. All this is what you are still going to work on. You copy, you paste it here. So you now add ULLI. So if you add that, so you just say display, let me see, display block. So let's see what we have now. You can see, so they are here now. You can see them on a straight line now. So let's give a margin right. Sorry. Margin right of minus 150 pixels. 150 pixels to reduce the width. You can see it has reduced. So that is that for the nav bar. So let's now work on the footer now. So that is it for the nav bar. So let's work on the footer. So for you to get the icons on the footer, excuse me. So we have 4 columns here. Let's see. We have 4 columns. This is our footer, right? Sorry. This is our footer. So we have 4 columns. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to create the 5th column. So it will be here. So you just come here, create 5th column. Sorry. Column 5th. Cool, right? So you have your div. You have your div, you give it a class of foot. You have your div, give it a class of foot column. It depends on what you want to give. I'm giving it a foot column just like this, once above. So you come here, give your H5, sorry, H4, sorry, H4, H4, follow us, follow us. Then you give your icon, sorry, give it another div, another div. So inside the div, you have your social media link. You give it a class of social link. Social So here, in here, you have just your link icon here. Have your link. Since we don't have any link now. So just like we pasted this thing here, just like we pasted just like this icon, the bar icon we use. So for you to get this thing, for you to get the icon for Facebook, you still come here again, right? You come here to the icons. So you search for Facebook. You can see they are here. So you just click and also copy and copy it, right? So in between here, in between the link tag, so you paste it in between. So let's see what we have there. So I told you that because it won't reflect very well. So you just share here. It will reflect well now. So you just copy and paste because it's still almost the same thing with others. So you copy, you paste because we have want to have 4. It depends on how many you want to have. So you paste Facebook, Twitter, I think it's double T. Yeah. We have our YouTube, and we have our Instagram. Sorry. I think all should be small letter. Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. Instagram. In, Instagram. Right? I think I'm right. Yeah. So that is also. Let's check what we have at the footer. So you can see they are here. So let's design. Let's style it now. So let's style it. So I'm coming. So let's style it. I'm coming. Let's say something here. You can see it's appearing here. But let's you can see if you reduce it, you see nothing here, right? So that is what we want to bring back. So we want to style it to bring it back. So let's give it at media styling. Sorry. So let's give this, okay, let's give it at media styling. So at media style, sorry. Media. Let's give it a maximum weight. The maximum weight of width of, let's say, 576 pixels, 76 pixels, right? So let's continue with our styling. So the row now, give it a flex direction column, flex direction, give it a column. Sorry. So give it See, you can see, let me see. It's still not, you can see, but this is the colon. So to make it to be on the straight line, this is what we want to achieve, to make it to be on the straight line. But we still don't have our company, the LIs, the UL content in there, right? So we have our social media here. You can see it on a straight line. I think that should even be the last thing to do, but let's continue. So with our social media, our social media. So you come here, display flex. Let's see. You can see they're on a straight line now. So let's get our footer. That is the footer H4 here. This one. You can see the H4. The footer call H4. Sorry. The footer H4. That is the H4, the companies, these ones, these are the H4. The footer H4s. So you display, sorry, our margin, let's give it a margin bottom. Margin bottom of 15 pixels, right? Margin top, let's say 20 pixels. So let's see what we have and see there's space in between them now. So now to make our content appear, say footer UL, sorry, footer col, because the footer colon, this one's is what we want to appear, all this content here. So the footer col UL, so we have display content. Let's see. You see, we have our contents. Very beautiful content, right? So we are going to increase the height. So we have our content displayed now. So we have our what is it called, LI. So we are also going to design the LI. Our LI, let's display content. So display content. So let's give it a font size of let's say 12 pixels. 12 pixels. I think that is that. So we are going to increase the height of our footer. So let's see what we have first before going. You can see, so we have our content here. Just a moment. Okay. So let's see what we have on our initial footer design. So our initial footer design, this is it. Have our H4. We have our H, this is the yellow. Have our photo, yes. So now let's design our social media link. This is Yeah, this is for the footer responsive. So let's comment it. Uh, and see the benefits of comment, right? So let's have our social, our social media link. Sorry, done social media link A. So we have display inline block, height. So let's see what we have. So we still maintain, but you can see it here. Sorry, that's not it. This is it. So let's give it a height. Let's give it a height. I'm coming. So what are we even giving a height? I think it's the, okay, let's continue. So let's give this a height of 35 pixels. A height 35 pixels. So let's give it a width. That is the social media. We are working on the social media now, right? Let's give it a width. The social media links of 30 pixels. Let's give it a margin. A margin of let's give it a margin of top 8 pixels, the right, then the left 8 pixels. I have 0 pixels at the bottom. Let's give it a line height of 40 pixels, right? So that is on our social media. So let's increase the height of the I think the footer. Yes, I'm coming. Let me just check something. Yes. So I think this is what, okay, let me check. Let me even check the full screen if the size is okay. No, this is what we are working on. Is this? Okay, you can see there's space here. So there's space here. Let's refresh. There's space under it. So that means we have to increase the height of our original footer design, style, sorry. So you have to come here. Where's the footer? So you know it was height of this thing before, 300. So let's give it 400. Increase the height. You can see it's full now. But you can see it's full now. So on the mid, you can see it's also full here. But it's too long. So let's give it a 350. I think it's better now. But it's still showing here. So maybe on our art media, we'll have to reduce the size on art media. So 400 here, 400 on the original one. So you can see 400, it's full now. So maybe we will reduce the size on art media. Sorry, the height on art media. So let's go back. This is the footer, right? So let's paste it here. Sorry. paste it here. Let's see what we have on the screen. Okay. So let's give it 600 pixels. I think, is it increasing or not? I'm sorry. Okay, let's check the original design of the footer once more. Original style. Okay, so we give it a margin margin top 20 pixels on the padding. Okay, let's give it height of 100%. 100% instead of pixels. Let's see what we have. You can see it has automatically increased it. So I think that is that. Margin top, let's give it margin top of 20 pixels. You can see there's a lot of space here in between. So we can reduce it to, like, let's say 100. So when we create the inner content, that is the other divs, so we can reduce it more. So let's give it padding of 50 pixels. So let's see what we have now. Let's go back to our this thing. So there's no need for this. Let's remove it. So let's go back. You can see because we gave it a height of 100%, so everything is here now. So let's continue with our social media link. So we have the social media link. So we want to create, we want it like in such a way that there will be space between them. So on hover, and on hover it should display, on hover it should display something else. So let's just copy and paste to save our time. This video is already longer than necessary. So on hover, order 2 pixel solid let's give it white smoke. So we give it transition. You already know what transition is. Transition or 5 seconds, 0.5, sorry, 0.5 seconds. Then let's give it a border radius of 50%. So it will make it round. So let's see what we have now. So if you click here, let's go. Coming. social media link, yeah, social link on hover, yeah. So there is the mistake. It's not mistake, so they're not reflecting. So on hover, it should show something. I'm coming. Let me check the spelling. Oh, sorry. You can see this is where the problem is. So you just have to, the spelling was wrong. So that's why it's not showing. Well, so let's go back. Social link. How about social link? Social. Let's see the spelling. Let me check the spelling once again. Or let me just copy. Just copy. I think it's still the same. Still the same. So let's check if it doesn't work. So we have to use, okay, you can see it's working now. So if you are not getting the spelling right, it can also affect it. You can see it's working now. So we have our border. You can see. Okay, so it's not showing. It only shows on hover. So let's now copy all this, right? You know, just for the link. So we have it on normal, what is it called? You know, this was in this is at media, right? So let's just have it outside the at media. So let's see. So you can see it's reflecting now. So we have to clear it from the at media. So little mistakes can cost you a lot of work. It can cost you a lot of time, you know, trying to fix it. So let's clear it from the at media. So let's go back to see if it's still showing. So you can see still reflecting. So let's go back to our size. To the screen size, sorry. You can see it's still reflecting. So that is it for this class. So let's work, let's create another. Okay, let me reduce it so that you can see what we've done so far. You can see if you click here, it will come. So for this video not to be longer than necessary, I'm going to end it here. So we are going to continue in another video to design our hero page and also this other divs. So see you in another class.